Hello, good morning. I know Monica is still not here, but she's not late at all. No. I'm a little bit earlier because I want to show you something. I want to show you the project I'm actually working on. No idea what it will be in the future. So no idea about the final issue. No idea about the final project, but at this very moment, it looks like, as you can see now, maybe it will be a kind of an afghan, maybe, I don't know, a bed cover, maybe a scarf. No idea. I'm just, in fact, implementing a new way of crocheting. I've just learned. I learned yesterday. I will give you the link for Tina's crochet works and for Tina's workshops and tutorials for this kind of crocheting. So I will write it in the description box below on my YouTube channel. And I hope you will like it, and I hope you find it nice and easy to work, because it's really very easy. I have problem with colors. I was so I can say perfectionist oriented that I was not able to mix colors because I was still thinking that something's wrong, and I used to think about colors that one color doesn't suit the other and doesn't match. But now I know that's just not true. Oh, Monica is here. Hello, Monica. Hello.
What are
Good
you doing
morning.
there? Hi.
As you can see, we are actually recording because I've been waiting for
Okay.
you for hours,
Oopsies. 24,
hours.
yes, to be exact.
Yeah. Hello, Monia. How are you?
Hi, good. The sun is shining. It's a bit like the
Yeah.
weather is a bit crazy. Spring
Yeah.
is coming or what? Because it's raining and then it's snowing and then the sun is shining and then it's cloudy and then it's windy.
But
What are you doing there?
that's a kind of evidence that our lives are changeable, and that if we have bad moments, that good moments will come. You know?
Amen. Yes, of
Amen.
course.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
what do you think about my new project, Monia? Do you like it?
Yes, I love it. Oh my goodness, it
Ah.
looks amazing.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was just talking to our future
Listeners, yes.
collaborants,
Ah, okay.
yeah, and
Okay.
viewers about this new project, because I try to encourage myself to record, at least
Aha.
record even one
Mm.
crochet tutorial, but I'm so, I don't know,
Oh,
perplexed or
come on.
afraid
You
or
are
scary about it.
overwhelmed with your tasks. That's what you are. Like,
No, I do
you
not
are
have many
so
tasks.
busy.
Tasks.
Of
No,
course
I'm
you
not
do.
busy. I'm not busy. I'm just a kind of lazy person who tries to omit the most important issues in her life, and that's the point.
Which
That's
means
the
that you
point.
are a procrastinator, which means that everybody's a procrastinator.
Yes,
Hi.
we are not
Thank you for
procrastinating.
showing me your face,
Yes,
like
thank you.
yesterday.
But
I
I
love
think
your Polish lessons. Show
thank
me your
you.
face, mister. Show me your face, mister, because
He's so sweet. He's so sweet.
I have to take off this jersey, which you see here. This is the one that you can wear outside. This one you cannot wear outside. How
Oh my
sweet.
goodness, he's
Oh
so
my gosh.
funny. The
Yes, he
point
is.
is, he's so funny.
Mhm.
Even if he looks like, a person who is a little bit maybe
Very
silly
serious.
and serious, he's not at all. So he's not at all. So his sense of humor is, unpredictable. Just
Yep.
like that, unpredictable. You will never know. You will never know. Sometimes he's so, strict and,
Serious.
yeah, and serious, and it's only about half of 1 second, and he uh,
Ding.
it's like on, and he starts talking so fast. But you have to be funny open. to understand.
Open for fun, of course.
Open
That's
for
good. And
fun, yeah,
open for irony as well.
and for irony as well. And
Yep.
because sometimes people think that, and
You used to think the same, right?
and sometimes I used to think the same. Oh, maybe I wanted to say when I was younger. So a few years
Because you
ago,
are young now. Yes, that's
yeah.
correct.
So when I was younger,
Yes.
I used to think about him as about a person who is a little bit, ironic, and a little bit, I don't know, maybe not sophisticated, but a kind of, I thought that he used to use a huge dose of sarcasm.
Yes,
But
sarcastic. Okay.
now I can see that it lays in, of course, in his character, and it's a kind of ironically looking around the world, So
Point of view, sure. Or
yeah,
standing point, yeah.
and his standing point, and he's a very good person, but from time to time, is very helpful.
He's a bad person.
From time to time, maybe he's not a very bad person, but a person who is not, who cannot recognize that something could hurt another person, which is normally that from time to time we are not aware of the fact that our words can hurt, of course. But I find it so funny and so relaxing. And when we for example, this morning we were talking about something. He was at the museum, and I was here at home, and his face is funny. So the point is, his face is funny, and the way of talking about his hair on or maybe spaces where there is no hair.
Oopsie. Okay.
Used to be
okay.
past,
Okay.
So another funny
story. Yes,
funny
exactly.
story.
That's a topic for another lesson. Yeah, we can get into that too one day.
How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Just a bit late. Like, I missed my alarm clock in the morning, and then it was like hectic. Oh my gosh, we have to quickly get to school because we're gonna be late, and you were late.
How is Sophia? What is she doing?
Oh, she's good. She's at school. She's good. She's at school. Yep.
She's good. She's good.
Yep.
Okay. Is she talking about her new blanket? I'm just
of course
designing.
she is very, very impatient. That's one of her features.
Okay.
Impatience.
Okay. So maybe she's my daughter, not yours, because I am very impatient person. Ta-da. Yes, my dear. Today.
And what about you? How are you?
Oh, fine. Very good. I think so. I will have guests this evening. Yes. So I bought, this honey cake. You bought me a few weeks ago, and I found it so tasty. So miodownik. It's so tasty.
You know what? But now you're gonna my saliva is dripping from my mouth because I remember how good it was.
Yeah, very good. And it's not expensive at all.
It's okay. It's manageable for our budget.
It's manageable. I think that this one piece is about 10 zloty, something like that.
Yeah.
So, or maybe 12 zloty. But in fact, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 pieces of cake, and
portions,
very tasty. A few weeks ago, when I was traveling to Macedonia, I bought 2 or 1 pieces.
And they let you get on the plane with that cake?
Yes, without problem, because I don't know why, but with no problem. And
you didn't look suspicious,
Yeah, and Vladimir found it so tasty. So now I'm going to Macedonia on the 15th of February, and I'm going to buy 3 this.
You're gonna spoil yourselves. Wow.
Yeah, because I find it too difficult to make it. I'm a maybe not lazy person, but a person who tries not to do what she saw me. I don't have to do so. I will buy, and it's so tasty. And
I agree.
Sunday, when we see at Sowa Cafe, I'm going to buy this wonderful and flavorful
pralines.
chocolates,
Yes.
pralines. Yeah, they are gorgeous, 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 amazing. Especially the flavor, the rose flavor.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, my
It's good.
goodness, I'm
It's good.
addicted to all of these
Uh-huh.
pralines. Yeah, pralines.
Pralines, yes,
Pralines,
exactly.
yeah. Oh, just chocolates, yeah. But
No,
yeah, pralines
they're
sounds
not just any chocolate, you
just
know.
any chocolate, yeah.
No.
Pralines sounds amazing. I love it very much. And I want to
Yes.
add that we are not paid by Sova or Lidl
No, this is
or
no product placement. No.
no product placement, only flavor placement and
Yeah,
saliva
yeah.
placement. Yeah,
We
saliva.
have to
Yeah.
spoil ourselves with something,
Just
you
that
know.
sentence,
Yes.
and I'm not going to omit the main problem and the main issue of
Oh,
our
no, you're
today's
not.
class.
Okay. It's not like bypassing any route
Yes, I
today,
am
no.
bypassing. I
Oh,
know
okay.
that. I know, but that's my,
Okay.
Oh, in fact, now I am bypassing something. So making this or doing, making, do or make.
No,
Monia,
you're
please help
making
me.
it.
Making it. Okay, make.
You're
But so,
crafting it.
but
Yeah.
I do my best making this. So this one piece of art, of course. Yeah. So,
And it's only one. It's one and unique and special.
it will be one. Now it's the beginning of the one. Is the beginning.
Yes.
But
How
Monia,
long?
when it comes to saliva, I know that that maybe it sounds a little bit, you know,
Saliva. You mean
saliva,
from?
saliva, saliva,
Mm-hmm.
saliva. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
saliva, of course. Saliva, saliva. You know that people oh my goodness. C-PTSD survivors, they are very
Yes.
often, they very often suffer from autoimmunological illnesses, and one of
Which is
the
connected to stress, yeah? Probably
yeah,
we'll have
which
to
is
do some
connected to
research on that
stress,
too.
yeah, and one of these illnesses is it's called to jest syndrome
Watery mouth?
Swarovski.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Dry mouth. Dry
dry
mouth
mouth. Yes,
syndrome.
dry mouth.
Okay.
And when I was younger,
Yes, which was
so
not so long ago. Yes.
when I was so before my therapy started, I had to use this very specific medicines for saliva.
To produce saliva.
Produce saliva.
Saliva.
Yes, to
But
produce saliva.
you had to spray it in your mouth
So there are you can
or
find
take medicine?
many
Mm-hmm.
different medicines. So like a spray, of course, and
Mm-hmm.
small cups, just as small cups, and they look like, for example, vitamin D vitamin,
D, okay.
D
You have to
vitamin.
suck
So
it like.
yes, you have to suck it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to do it as long as you can, and
Okay.
then your saliva is increasing, is producing,
I
etc.
didn't know that there is something like a dry mouth syndrome as a
Yeah,
consequence of
of
CPTSD.
course, yes, as a syndrome of C-PTSD, as in this second chapter, when he speaks about the somatic health. In fact,
Okay.
he's not speaking about this very specific illness.
Solution. Uh-huh. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
because I suppose there was no enough space for
Continuing it or
yeah, continuing. So he decided to focus on the most specific, the most frequent illnesses. But when it comes to the autoimmunological system and autoimmunological illnesses, so the problem with with your dry eyes, dry
as
mouth,
well.
as well is,
Uh-huh.
of course, and for example, problem with your help me tarczyca.
Yeah, it's a thyroid.
Thyroid.
Thyroid. Yeah.
I've never heard it. Okay, thyroid, but
Mm-hmm.
which is highly interesting. This kind of problems have especially women, not men, but women. This kind
You mean with the
but
thyroid and with
yes,
the dryness in the mouth
yes,
and the eyes?
and the dry
Okay.
syndrome.
And
So
the male kind of victims, how do they deal with this? What do they have?
there is a lower number of men who suffer from this kind
These
of
symptoms.
yes,
Okay.
yes, these symptoms. And you know why? Do you know why? Because they
No, I have no idea. Enlighten me.
I'm sorry that I'm so overwhelmed,
No,
and I'm
you are
so,
not.
pushy. Taka
Pushy?
jestem taka
No.
pchająca, po prostu taka, że cię prawie do
No, you're
ściany
not.
przypycham.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Okay, thank
If
you.
you are, then I will tell you.
Okay, please tell me.
Yes.
You
So
know,
why with men?
I was reading about it in his book, but in the second book. So,
Okay.
in fact, the first book, so Tao from the of the Fully Feeling, that because of the fact that men in our societies and in our cultures, they are taught how to that it's okay feeling anger, so they know that feeling anger is a good stuff, and they are, I can say, culturally not addicted, but
Adapted, culturally adapted
to feeling anger. But for example, they have problems with feelings, for example, of sadness or disappointment, etc. So they will suffer from autoimmunological illnesses, which are referred to this kind of emotions. So in our culture, in our societies, we have two, I can say, two parallel but not close paths of autoimmunological or just illnesses, which are strongly referred to C-PTSD, but they are in fact gender
oriented. Come on, your favorite word. Hey!
I was trying not to use oriented.
But you cannot.
I was trying, but I
sometimes it's
cannot.
just a must.
Yes, I must.
Yeah.
So gender oriented. So when you are a woman, in fact, when you are, for example, a girl, so girls in our society, they are taught that feeling anger and furious, being mad, being, oh no, I do not like it, that it doesn't suit you, you know, that it doesn't match with that. If you are a girl, you should be, you know, a kind of sophisticated person with no bad feelings. So there's a kind of, I don't know, bad feeling, disapproval, bad feeling, you know, that thinking
It's
about
rejected.
Yes, rejected, especially when you are. So there's a kind of there is a set of bad emotions for girls and a set of bad emotions for.
And how is that?
Boys.
That's so absurd, right? We are all human.
Absolutely. So, and that's the reason when you are a girl or a woman, and if you are. You have to reject all your emotions which are linked to, for example, anger and being disappointed, furious, etc. You are, in fact, you try to overwhelm the whole
probably override.
Yes, thank you. The whole capacity of your internal emotions, because there is no difference between, for example, you and Vladimir when it comes to your emotions. So you should feel anger, sadness, happiness, etc., and he too. But the point is, our culture taught him that he shouldn't feel that, for example, that he's sad, and that he shouldn't cry, because he's a man, so he should feel anger but not sadness. You can feel sadness.
So it's justified to use aggression. Yeah, it's justified to use aggression then when it comes to men.
You should
right?
find you should find a way to resolve and to show your aggression in an unviolent way. You should know how to do it, even if your parents didn't show you how to do it. but you should know, I don't know how, you should be a kind of,
read it from the stars.
Emotional magician. And you should just, imagine how to do it, or just say, I don't know, hocus pocus abracadabra, and you should know how to manage with for example, aggression. But the point is that usually you because we as human beings, as just animals, we are learning from mirroring. So we are looking at other
mirror neurons, yay!
Neurons, yes, and we are so
neuroscience
people, and repetitio est mater studiorum. So
what does that mean? Excuse me, Mrs. Professor. What does that mean from Latin?
No, in English. So powtarzanie jest matką nauki. So repetition is the mother of science.
Okay. And in
Latin,
science, one more time.
Learning, not science. Learning. I'm sorry, learning.
And so in Latin,
learning.
In Latin, one more.
Latin, yeah.
In Latin, can you repeat it, please?
Yes, repetitio est mater studiorum.
Okay, it sounds so profound. No, really. I mean, Latin, isn't Latin a cool language? I'm really, it's like, it's a language on a different level sometimes.
The problem is that I cannot respond to your question because I have very bad memories about my Latin classes. Because my professor in my secondary school, he was so...
You see, and this is what happens when you have a bad teacher or a person who shouldn't be a teacher actually being in the educational system.
I suppose he would be a great scientist, but with no
contact
with people, no contact with people, and no, kids or teenagers. Not so.
Okay, let's forget about it. It's like the delete button. Where is it? Delete.
Yeah, but
sorry. I will avoid
when
Latin.
When you repeat something, you just learn, and the process of the whole the whole repetitive process just help you in your ability of learning, and it improves your neurological system, etc. So repetitio est mater studiorum. So this is a kind of a mother of learning, non-science, learning.
Okay, sure, that's cool. Yeah.
So study. That's cool, and I do agree with it absolutely. But it doesn't mean that you have to repeat something when you think it's not good for you. So if you think it's not good for me, I should stop. But the point is, when you have complex PTSD, you have no idea what's good for you, because yourself is hidden, and not only hidden. And that's the point, I think, why Pete Walker decided to started his book from something which you will say, oh, I think it should be at the end of the book, or maybe in the middle of the book, so levels of recovering. But the point is, complex PTSD is complex, and it's very difficult, as you know, it's very difficult to manage yourself in the whole idea of C-PTSD. And the point is, when you start from levels of recovering, you can see I know now the word plethora is my favorite word.
Yes, it's a nice one.
The plethora, so the multidimensional aspects of C-PTSD. So, and I think it was a great choice that he decided to start his book from levels of recovering. And I do agree, and from my own perspective and my 6 years of recovering, and I'm still recovering, and I still need, I think, at least 6 years of therapy.
Well, you know what they say, like if it took you, for example, 10 years to get into the addiction, let's say, you're going to need just the same amount of time to get out of it, or even more. Even more.
And we have to remember that the process of forming our brains, it's about 20 years. So 20 years.
The most crucial part of your life.
So in fact, if you went through the whole abandonment and abusive circumstances, not only parents, but for example,
your Latin teacher.
My Latin teacher, for example, or my geography teacher. Oh my goodness, she was so, oh my good, oh, chemistry, oh my goodness. But I have to say that I have many good, I had many good teachers, nice teachers. For example, like Urszula Iżycka, she was the Polish language teacher, and she knew how to
engage the students,
how to show me, yes, and how to show me that the point, my viewpoint is okay, and even if she didn't agree with me, she was able to communicate. She was able to, and she was able to manage
to find the common ground,
in her brain. So and she was really gorgeous. And for example, my biological teacher, oh, she was really gorgeous, even if she was a nun, very strict when it comes to the dogmatic part,
approach,
but she was fascinated by biology, and she was so organized. And I, with my C-PTSD, perfection-oriented brain, I was just, I felt with her, I felt that I'm in a peace and quiet, and the whole environment is very friendly, and I didn't feel that there's something creepy or flawed with me.
Flawed,
flawed. Okay, but it's not.
But that's interesting. But look, like if we just make a small side remark,
of course,
it's interesting that
your guilt. You will be the guilt person.
Yes, I will. I am always guilty. It's like, okay, I can deal with it. Oh, okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's funny for me to observe. Okay, not funny actually, because the whole topic of C-PTSD. Yes, Mrs. Ninja. Yes, Ninja. It's like you're ninja.
About being an Indian girl. So squaw. What do you think about being a squaw?
Cool.
Okay. Yes.
Or what was? Pocahontas, excuse me.
Pocahontas. But she was so pretty. She was so pretty. I'm not. So
you need a feather.
What does it mean, feather? What does
feather?
It mean?
What do birds need to fly?
Oh, so wings. Yeah.
No, I don't want to give you wings because I don't want you to fly away.
Oh, I will never fly away. Even if I am in China, I will find you. Don't worry, Monia. That's the sentence I said to my son. Even if you hide and very deep into the ground, I will find you.
I will find you.
I will find you. So please don't do it, because it's contradictory. No, it's takie słowo.
Which one?
Counterproductive.
Oh, of course.
That's your turn.
It's not going to get you anywhere. Well, I just wanted to say, just pondering on what you said with regard to the types of teachers and the types of personalities that you came across in your life. So because you had to deal with, obviously now you know that it is or now you know it is C-PTSD, but at the time of creating your survival, let's say, strategy, you did not know that was that. But you had somehow a possibility to identify, as you said, with this teacher, geography, if I remember correctly, that she was able to provide this peace and quiet for you,
Only biology, geography, it was something terrible.
Oh, excuse me,
so
biology.
Geography, I was able to broke my leg by myself.
Not to go there.
Not to go there. So I was so terrified by her. It was something,
and but probably the common features of the abuser were in her.
Yes, of course.
Because they triggered the same mechanism, the same terrifying reaction in your body.
Yes, absolutely. And so the point is that we have not only, so there's both, there's a kind of parenting, poor parent disease of poor parenting and the disease of poor teaching in our country. What do you think about
I don't think it's only in this country.
Okay, but
let's be
when it
fair.
refers to this country, but of course there are many of good teachers, good, nice, not only good
Wonderful,
because
amazing, inspiring,
yes,
of course,
amazing, and
mentors.
not only good because they just let you do what you want, but they are both substantial and I can say kids friendly, just kids oriented, kids, yeah. Okay.
That would be the best word probably to fit. Yes, because you want to
omitting the main subject. I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed. So
with what?
With you.
Me? Oh my goodness! Again? That's like twice in just 5
what
minutes.
Do you think about my new? I don't know. Head color.
I was just about to comment that we should make it fashion, like we and you make one for me, and then everybody's gonna wear it.
Okay. You think so? Everybody is gonna wear it. Oh, okay, we'll do. I can manage it. Okay,
yes?
I can manage it. Okay, so darkness.
Yeah.
Okay, so the point is, I wanted to start, even if we are in fact in the middle of the class. So
there's always a good time to start.
Yes, always. It's always good time to start, even if it's finished.
Doesn't matter.
And
yes.
So
I'm all ears. I'm listening.
Yes, I have just started, so I do enjoy his way of thinking about putting levels of recovery at the beginning of the book, and it because for me, from my point of view, it's really healing for you. It's really helpful for you, and it will help you in your healing process. And it shows that he's inside. It shows that he does understand it and he does feel it. So he does feel CPTSD and the complex issue. But the next thing, because I usually have plethora of things, starting points, plethora of starting points.
Because it's complex, it's like,
because it's complex, yes. That the most important thing that when you use only specific one I can say one oriented or one-dimensional approach to healing CPTSD, it's not possible to recovering.
No way, Jose. It's not going to work like that. Nope.
It will not work. Yes,
it's not going
to work.
Yes.
Because, and that's my thoughts about it. So he said that absolutely multi-dimensional approach is absolutely crucial, necessary, and
vital.
with no doubts.
With no exceptions.
Yes, no exceptions. But why? I imagine CPTSD problems as a kind of, layerful cake. But the point is that it's not even a cake; it's something complex. And if maybe you remember in one Friends episode, Rachel Green is making she's thinking that she's making a cake.
But she's actually not.
Because, she's using a kind of, I don't know, cookie magazine for
recipe book.
Yes, with recipes. Yes, recipe book. But the point is, two pages were stuck, together. And the point is that she was making English, I don't know, traditional English or Scottish biscuit cake with beef salad. And she was preparing a kind of, levels of the whole cake.
Layers, as you said,
of the whole cake. And the point is, for example, so in CPTSD, you have at least 5 layers. So cognitive, emotional, spiritual, physical, and relational layers of problems, of diseases, of illnesses, etc. So just imagine that that's a kind of, because at the beginning I was thinking about it like, I was comparing it with layers of pancakes, so you have, for example, 20 pancakes and it's a cake of no, and then I realized that no, it's not possible because each pancake looks very similar. So that's not the point. For example, the cognitive level or layer, because I think
we can use layer level, of course.
Just imagine that at the bottom of the pot you have biscuits, super biscuit, English traditional super sweet biscuits with salt. Then you have the emotional layer, so you have, for example, fish and chips, fish and chips. Then so you have what does fish and chips is, so I don't have to
no, you don't have to explain. No,
that's
I'm
my
fine.
ADHD problem. Yeah,
I'm good.
Then you have the spiritual level, and just imagine that you have
Cream.
fried potatoes. No, I was thinking about fried potatoes. I don't know why, but okay, cream is okay. But no. So biscuits, fish and chips, fried potatoes, and then you have physical layer. So you have tiramisu, because the physical layer is so complex, is so multidimensional, Physical layer is a kind of tiramisu. So you have, because the plethora of diseases which are occurred by C-PTSD,
caused by
is it possible to say occurs next to? Occurs next to? No.
Occur next to.
Next to. Okay. Huge. So, and the fifth level, so the relational level, is peanut butter, because the relational
level. Would you eat that mixture?
It's not a mixture. The point is,
would you eat that?
It's a kind of when I was thinking about something, but I will not say you, but I will not tell you because it's too complicated for me in Polish to explain. So no,
okay.
Stop, Joanna.
Some other time.
Put your face. Yeah, stop. We are not thinking about dogma and free. No. So it's not a mixture, but all of these layers, they are put it into a I don't know, a pot or a kettle, and they are boiling.
Oh my goodness!
Even if they are
I just imagined it's going all over the place,
Even so, they are not mixed, but they are together in a pot, and they are boiling. And they are boiling. It's so difficult to explain. That's the reason I was thinking about the idea of free God's person, together, but
separated.
Bez rozdzielenia i bez połączenia. So it's
without dividing and without
dogma
linking.
Chalcedoński, Calcedonia dogma doesn't important. Okay, so we have at least 5 layers, and at least 5 absolutely unmatched, and you can, and the point is that if you use only one-dimensional approach, for example, cognitive behavioral approach, you will be able to resolve your problems on the cognitive level. So, for example, you are the biscuit biscuit-oriented person, so you like eating biscuits, so you will eat only this very specific layer, but you will not help yourself with the fish and chips layer, fried potatoes layer, tiramisu layer. Absolutely not. And the peanut butter, so the relational layer, when everything it's so sticky.
Ooh.
And so
squishy.
Thank you. Oh, it's a nice word. Squishy. And squishy. And it's so fat, że takie tłuste jest, tłuste, fat. And you are not
greasy and oily, and
it sticks because everything is stick to the peanut butter. But I like peanut butter. Why not? I like peanut butter, but you have to know how to manage with peanut butter. But you will not be able to manage with peanut butter.
That's why we advise taking a knife when applying it on the top layer.
But you will not be able to. But you will never discover how to manage with peanut butter. So with the relational level, if you were not taught it, so if your parents, caregivers, teachers, friends, etc., if they didn't if they didn't show you how to do it, so if you were not able to mirror your behavior in their eyes in a positive way or negative way, because if you do something wrong, for example, if you are going through another person's borders, if you are just
cross the borders.
Cross the border, thank you. Yes, if you are, because if you are not taught how to recognize another person's borders as a child, it will be highly difficult for you to set your own borders and to show to other person your own borders.
And then we have a vicious circle, and then we have a broken person, and then we have this magic book which will help you.
Yes, of course. And at this very moment, we have just finished the first page.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, cognitive healing. Yes,
so
exactly.
In fact, just one sentence from Pete's book. Yes. To recover, you need to learn how to support yourself, to meet your unmet developmental needs on each level, on each level.
Yes.
So the cognitive, emotional, spiritual, physical, and relational level that is relevant to your experience of childhood trauma. And I think one more thing before we start with the first recovery level, you have to discover, or if it's not possible for you to discover, you have to learn that you deserve to be helped. It's highly difficult. It's almost sometimes impossible for people with C-PTSD to understand and to feel it, that I deserve to be helped.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so, for me, it's so strange. I deserve to be helped. I deserve to be helped. I can repeat it for 100 times, but I do not feel it.
Yeah, I understand. It's not gonna come through.
You have to work with your bare hands, with your self-esteem, to understand that you deserve to be helped. And one more point on the page number 24 before cognitive healing. The sentence, this very specific sentence, I find and I recognize as one of the most important. That people with C-PTSD, very often they have confidence but not self-esteem, and it's so true.
Yeah, and that's a bit, I mean, it's ironic, isn't it? Because it's like everybody says that these two are interlinked and connected. But it turns out that you can have one, but you can lack the other.
Absolutely. And that's true. And that's really happening. And people think about me, for example, that I'm so, full of confidence, and that I think about myself that I am so, I'm the best ever. But the point is that very often I have a strong level of confidence and minus level of self-confidence,
self-esteem,
level. And that's very tricky. That's very tricky, because you can, it's a kind of mismatch in your way of thinking about other person. So you are looking at a man or a woman, and you are observing a person with a high level of confidence, but it's very difficult to recognize that her or his self-confidence is so low. But it's important to observe it, and it's very important to recognize it, because when you think that each person next to you has this very high level of self-esteem, and self-confidence, In fact, it's very possible that you will think that they are better than me, because, for example, from time to time, even if my self-esteem is okay and is actually good enough, when you observe that each person next to you has this very strong level of self-confidence, you could even think that, oh, maybe something is wrong with me, maybe I'm not too good as I'm thinking about me, etc. But the point is, people with CPTSD, they have no self-esteem, or very low level of self-esteem, and problems with self-esteem. And as you can see here in this very part, so it's strongly linked to imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter,
Yeah, poser, nie? But it's a kind of poser, tak? Poser.
Yes, that's correct, yeah.
Imposter,
imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Poster, it sounds like, I don't know, sending
Poster.
Posting mail.
Oh, okay, sure.
Your postman. So postman syndrome. Okay, postman syndrome. Yeah. Postman. Okay, Joanna, stop. Joanna, I'm just talking to me.
To myself, sure, no problem.
So I think that if you, for example, recognize myself at the real level, you will be disgusted by me. So you will think about me only bad things, because in fact I am lying for the whole time. So I am doing my best, for example, at work, or I don't know, I'm cleaning my best. I'm for example, designing my best.
Yes.
But if you knew me, you would say, Joanna, you are so poor person. You are such a dick. You are such a prick. You are such a piece of garbage. You are such a blah, 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 blah. So the imposter syndrome is something very tricky too. And when it comes to the cognitive healing, I think that we should, or maybe not we should, but it's helpful to. For me, it's helpful to combine cognitive healing with emotional healing. Emotional. Just a second. Emotional healing, because inside the emotional healing, you have the inner critic. And the inner critic is strongly linked to the cognitive healing and your self-esteem, and about
the healthy ego, yeah.
Yes, and about thoughts and beliefs about yourself, because in fact, he says, and this term was. I think that this term was coined by John Bradshaw.
Yes. Probably he also has some great books, yeah.
I do prefer, just for my personal stuff, I do prefer using the word voiceover. For me, it's a kind of voiceover. So there's a kind of voiceover in my head, which strongly does refer to my thoughts, my needs, my expressions, my ways of behaving, my thoughts about myself, and which strongly refers to my ego, which is hidden by all of these levels of problems and of stories, of narratives.
That narrative thing, we still have to continue that idea, because the narrative is also important.
Continue many of ideas, Monia, because we are the best ever.
Yeah, that's why I bought a very thick workbook. Look how thick it is, so that I have many pages.
Great. Oh my goodness, I have to buy a new notebook for you. Okay.
Because you know why? I'm usually irritated if I buy a thin one like this one. Then it's finished,
It's finished.
So here I have 180 pages or something, and that works good.
Okay. And I find, and when it comes to, for example, UX, UI design and designers, they try to, for example, make something like user-friendly applications, webs, etc. And you, as a CPTSD recoverer or survivor, you have to.
Well, I don't know, survivor, recoverer, whatever.
Niche. Okay, now I've just thought about niche. So this film, the film niche, and the woman on the airport, and she should say something like that. So the airplane to London is starting, blah, blah, but she didn't speak English, so it was something like blah, 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 blah. And she was sitting, I think that she was sitting Kluski Śląskie or something like that, just to because she had to pronounce it like blah, blah, blah. Okay, doesn't matter. So the point is,
that's a side remark. Yes.
Yeah, just a slight remark.
Yes.
Slight remark and
slight remark. Yes.
Good. So, as a person with CPTSD, you have to make your brain user-friendly.
That's a nice one, isn't it?
Yes, that's the first task. But it's not easy. It's highly difficult.
Who said it's going to be easy, you know? Who said it's going to be easy?
I didn't say
no.
Never. And I will never, ever say something like that. It's difficult, but, you know, it's day by day, week by week. You don't have to be hurried, but you will do it.
In a hurry, sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you have to make your brain user-friendly. So that's the first task.
That's point number one. Yes.
That's point number one. And how to do it? Do it. So first you have to understand your inner critic, or I'm thinking about the voiceover,
okay.
which is in fact the inner critic, but not only
voiceover. You said was coined. Ashu, excuse me sorry for interrupting you.
Inner critic was coined by John Bradshaw. A voiceover by me.
Okay.
Yeah, voiceover by me. I was thinking because I read John Bradshaw's book. So
oh really?
How Toxic Shame Binds You. Something like that. But I read it in Polish. It was about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I have this book in Polish, but now I want to buy it in English because I think something missing in the maybe not in the translation. Maybe I wasn't just in a good.
Right moment. Because sometimes that's also crucial.
So John Bradshaw says about about inner critic, and when he refers to his thoughts about toxic shame. So the inner critic and toxic shame, they are combined. They are always together, ever and ever. But I was not able to to feel it. From time to time, I'm not able to feel a word or a sentence or a term. Absolutely not. For example, inner critic.
It's ambiguous. Yeah.
Yes. I think that sometimes I understand a word, but I do not feel it at all. It's it's bypassing me. Yeah, it's just bypassing me. And for example, when I was thinking about, in Polish you have terapia schematów. No idea in English, but it's a kind of,
I don't know, therapy by scheme. I don't know. We have to check.
No idea in English, but I'm not able to recognize this feeling in my head when it comes to terapia schematów. Absolutely no. But now, so reading these two books, I realized that I do prefer, for example, to use this four responses. So flight, fight, freeze, and fun. And I understand it better, that
it speaks to you, we can say,
yeah.
It speaks to you.
Okay.
It speaks to you. Yes, you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I understand you, even if I do not look like I'm understanding.
No, because I can't see your face because I'm checking Schema Therapy by Mr. Jeffrey Young. Now I'm looking at you. Now I'm looking at you.
Now, oh my goodness. Oh my
I was checking, Ashula, this Schema Therapy.
Schematy.
Yeah. I mean, the name is complicated, isn't it? It's just
the name is complicated. And you know, I do prefer books written by survivors. Of course, scientists or therapists, etc., but survivors, because you know, I feel better. Yes, and I feel he or she does understand me, and I understand his words or her words, and I do prefer not to change the words according to you know, the official, for example, scientific terminology. Not at all. Because for me, from my point of view, it sucks, you know, because I do not feel it. I do not understand it. I wrote, so I read, I've written at least, I don't know, 20 books about terapia schematów, and I do not understand it.
Full stop. Let's leave it. Let's not get frustrated by it. Sure, it's gone.
So I do not need this word. I do not need terapia schematów.
I am sorry that I even Googled it. I'm going to delete it and close that window right now. There, it's closed.
So first of all, thoughts. So first of all, you have to recognize your thoughts and beliefs about yourself, or thoughts and, in fact, not your thoughts and beliefs about yourself, but the voiceovers thoughts and or voiceovers words about you, voiceover words about you, because it's a kind of misunderstanding. If you have C-PTSD, you have no idea about your thoughts and your feelings. Because you do believe your voiceovers words, and that's the point.
And then we're back to square one, and then it's Houston, we have a problem, and then now what?
What?
Because it's like we go back to point one, you know?
Yes.
Because you are not aware of the fact that what you're saying is not good.
Yes. So first you have to learn how to be aware.
Easier said than done, Mrs. Professor. How am I supposed to do that?
Now, there's my design. Okay, I was just trying to find my crochet work. Okay, that's on my head. And
yes,
now we have to make a kind of turning point.
Oh no, okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so something from my personal therapy, something which I found extremely helpful, even if it looks like nothing, even if it looks like, you know.
That's the irony of things.
Yes, that's the irony of things. So at the very beginning, in the process of making my brain user-friendly, which means that in the process of recognizing my voiceovers, words and sentences, the very first, but the absolutely the best ever exercise and my therapist asked me for doing and for practicing is in fact a kind of exercise from a great book about behavioral cognitive therapy.
CBT,
Yes, and now I'm realizing that it was the cognitive starting point, even if it was not named. So really, she's really amazing, and she really knows how to, you know.
Bravo for your therapist, yes.
Yes, and how to show you the right way, even if it's not a forced way of behaving, you know, just calm,
gentle,
gentle, etc.
I'm just indicating this would be good for you, Asha. Yes. Try to use it, try to apply it.
What do you think? What do you think about it? What do you think about, for example, this way of behaving, do you recognize it as something which suits you or not?
Yeah, like identify with it. Yeah?
Identify. Yeah. So the very first exercise, the very first practice,
yes,
was from the book of CTP, and it was, for example, I like coffee, so I am a coffee addicted person.
So am I. Yeah, so am I.
Okay. I enjoy coffee. So, and I enjoy not only drinking coffee, but preparing coffee, talking about coffee, talking about the whole Balkan history of coffee.
Even so far. Okay.
Yes, talking about the word używam, używaj, which has no equivalent in Polish. Because we have no idea how to używa tea. So enjoy. No, without thinking, no thoughts, just feelings, no thoughts, just feelings. And the very first practice was, if you, because I like coffee so much, to focus on the whole process of preparing coffee.
Super.
Because I prepare coffee each morning and I enjoy doing it. So Joanna, please try focus on each single activity which refers to preparing coffee. For example, 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. Chciałam powiedzieć, I wanted to say only 5 fucking minutes because it's so short. It's so short.
That's nothing. That's nothing. Yeah.
Monia, it was maybe, I don't know, 3 days. So 3 days, 5 minutes each day, doing what you really enjoy. And I was starting to recognizing something is going on, there is something in my mind which doesn't match, which doesn't suit. There's something.
That's the system override.
Yeah, and I do recommend for each person with C-PTSD, or maybe for a person who is just, wondering about it, and for each person who is suffering from this destructive, activities, who is overwhelmed by
anxious,
thoughts.
depressed. Yeah.
Yes. Please try 5 minutes to be focused on the thing you love the most. For example, preparing coffee or maybe drinking coffee. You do not have to focus on preparing coffee. Please focus on drinking coffee, but focus. So now I am, for example, I am taking my mug, I am watching at the screen, and I am just observing the liquid in the mug.
Unfortunately, it looks like your cup is empty. Hey, where's my coffee gone?
Water in my cup. But the point is, Monia,
I'm just kidding.
It's a revelation.
Super.
And I think that we can stop here, and
on a good turning point.
Thursday, we can start with from this point. Monia,
Friday.
Friday. No, Friday. Yes, Friday.
Yes.
Friday at 11. Okay, at 11. Yes. Oh, super that you can have 3 times per week classes with
especially for you.
Only for me. So
especially for you.
Oh, now I will be overwhelmed about this data, this information. Oh my goodness, what should I do with this information? I will
hold on to it.
Coffee.
Hold on to it.
Monia, thank you very much.
Thank you too, Ashu. Have a great day.
Keeping fingers for tomorrow. Fingers for tomorrow.
Thank you.
And seeing you soon.
Of course. See you soon too.
Bye-bye.